My name is James Hodgkins. I'm the master of the Colonial Lodge, which is a lodge associated with the George Washington University.
My name is Morgan Kaur, and I'm the senior warden of the Colonial Lodge, which is sort of like first vice president. People always say, well, what do you do? And I just sort of demur and say, well, yeah, I work for a nonprofit. Then if you get people who are like really going to push, well, I know a lot of nonprofits, tell me the name of it. The Supreme Council of the 33rd and last degree of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. And that's when you get people who either, you're locked in for a 30-minute conversation explaining what that is, or they kind of walk away bug-eyed and say, okay. So Freemasonry is essentially a fraternity. Any Greek letter organization on campus, whether it's a sorority or fraternity, has some basis in Masonry. I obviously was a little bit curious just to learn what Masonry was. There's some allure, there's some mystique and mystery, and so curiosity initially sparked my interest, and then as I learned more about sort of the philosophy, the underpinnings, it became something that I loved. It was a passion and something that I've just been involved very significantly with since I joined in 2009.
Any Mason would be lying if they said they didn't at least start the petitioning process curious. I know when Morgan and I were in school that Dan Brown was becoming quite popular. I'll be honest, that really kind of piqued my interest. The most common mistakes about Masonry is this idea that we really sacrifice babies, all of that stuff.
It's not a secret society, but a society with secrets. There are some secrets, but they're principally allegorical and sort of lesson teaching. Masons still pay taxes. Masons don't hide. We build massive buildings in large cities. We don't, change the layout of cities to make demonic symbols. That sells books and it sells TV shows, and that's pretty much the beginning and end of that story. The library we're sitting in right now is the oldest public library in DC. It's open 4 days a week. You can stop by if you're really curious, and I think it's one of the most beautiful buildings in DC.
It is on the National Building Register as one of the most important architectural wonders in the United States.
In the Masonic world, there are literally thousands of symbols. Actual operative Freemasons used squares and compasses and all these tools to actually build things. And we're taught to help use these tools to build sort of our moral temple.
In general, what we say about the square and compasses is you are squaring your actions by the square of virtue. It's essentially leading an upstanding life. The compasses, not compass, compasses, is to circumscribe your passion.
You cannot be an atheist and be a Freemason, but you can literally belong to any religion as long as you believe in some higher power. People have diametrically opposing beliefs, but when we come together, we meet as brothers, and that's just it.
You often hear that a Mason is never a stranger when he goes and visits a foreign city. I find that absolutely to be the case. I visited lodges in Texas, where I'm initially from. I visited lodges in Virginia and Pennsylvania. I really do find it is a group of friends, first and foremost. It's cliche, but the line is to make good men better. And I honestly, in 7 years of having done this, I really think that's a good synopsis of Freemasonry.